What's up guys, it's Barwood Town and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. So, for those of you that have been watching, and I suppose for those of you that weren't as well, there's a big bit of information that has literally just dropped for the game. You won't find it in the news part of the game, as you can see there isn't a notification on there. But if you were watching the YouTube video, if you've been on even on Twitch in general, the last kind of 45 minutes, it all came out at 11 o'clock on the Dokkan YouTube channel. But yeah, Gen Z is coming, and we have some more details about what this will entail. So the idea for this stream, at least, is to go through. I was making notes throughout, so let's just see if I can keep up with what's coming. But yeah, the idea is to just go through, discuss what was said, what could be coming our way, and kind of go from there and see what you guys think as well. So there was a fair bit of information. There was a lot of things mentioned, but probably more importantly, there was a lot of things not mentioned. And I reckon a lot of people are going to have opinions on both of those things. But never mind. So yeah, let's go and have a discussion about it, see what you guys think, and kind of go from there. So, there was two videos kind of released simultaneously. You had JP's one, which went on for nearly 40 minutes. And then you also had Global's version, which was like a 5-minute standalone video. The JP one is probably the one I'm going to focus on more, because it had a lot more information. The Global one is just a really condensed version, and it didn't really give anything different. It didn't give us any more information to go by. So we'll focus on the JP version as well. So firstly, Global are looking to implement the fix, or not the fix, but the update at the beginning of 2022. And we will be having surveys as well to ask us a variety of questions about what we want included. There'll probably be kind of a pre-update and a post-update survey, just to see whether our happiness ratings and that kind of thing will have changed since the update will have come out. And they, as I say, they're looking to implement it beginning of 2022. So, I mean, we're mid-November now. So, in the next, I'd say within the next 3 months, we can look to have it. And hopefully that will go to plan. Hopefully there isn't any game-breaking glitches. Speaking of glitches, if any of you did see the live stream, what did you think about everyone spamming airplanes in the chat? I thought that was pretty fun. So if we move into what could actually be changing then. So initially they put forward 3 goals as to what it was that they were looking to, like why they were making the changes essentially. So firstly, they were looking to increase the longevity of the game, increase accessibility for new players, and to add or improve challenge features. So I'm guessing they're looking at ways in which they can make it a better experience or an easier experience for new players, so that they can kind of keep these players on board. At the end of the day, they want to grow the Dokkan player base, and one of the ways to do that is to entice players back, but also if people are starting new accounts and are new to the game, making it more accessible and easier for them to play, so that they're more likely to log back in and pick it up again. So it does make sense. It's just whether these steps will go some way to actually doing that for them. What we did see is there potentially a new Piccolo coming. We know that there's a new LR Goku from the Saiyan Saga coming. From the information that was given, I think he's going to be free to play. There may be like some sort of new events or new missions for free to play, but new players to do when they first join the game. So where I assume if you're watching this video, you're already an existing player. We'll have access to those missions as well, but it's not clear what the missions are or what we have to do to get them. But there is an LR Goku from the Saiyan Saga from the fight with Nappa. So yeah, pretty sure that he's free to play. Alongside that, there's going to be a revamped tutorial. So as I say, probably the second point, increase accessibility for new players. They want to be keeping people. They want to be making the game as easy to play as possible for everybody. So part of that's going to be a revamped tutorial. We did see a couple screenshots, but as to what it really entails, we still don't know. because I suppose there's a lot of features to add, a lot of things to make clearer. Because I'm not funny, there are a lot of aspects to Dokkan. Like there's a lot of ways to play the game. There's a lot of different things to do, and yeah, they could definitely be made easier for newer players as to what they need to do that. They are renewing some story events. So the one in particular that they showed in the stream is that they're going to be renewing one of the Saiyan Saga story events. When they say renew, there's going to be refreshing the stones for it, so it'll be a whole new event. But what was really interesting from what they showed is there's going to be new animations for story events, or at least for the story event we saw. So the animation that we saw, for example, it was the beginning of the Saiyan Saga story mission. And it's essentially where Goku and Piccolo leave Kame House to go and fly to Raditz. Whereas before with Dokkan, it'd kind of be like a freeze frame panel with dialogue, and you can skip through it and that kind of thing. They kind of updated it where it was like a moving animation, like a super attack or a support memory or something like that, where it's an actual moving animation. So you literally see like Goku and Piccolo talking and then actually flying, rather than it being like frame by frame. It's an actual conversation, it's an actual animation, which did look pretty cool. At the moment, we only saw it for that story event. We don't actually know if that's going to be a case where they're going to go through maybe this. I doubt they're going to do all the story events one at a time, but as we go through different celebrations and different Dokkan festivals, they might go back and update or tweak all of the previous story events and renew all of them. So if they do the same and they renew it completely, and we can go get all the stones again as kind of an enticement to go and watch all the animations, that would be a pretty big dub for everyone. Because firstly, who doesn't want stones? But secondly, there's all these great animations and all these great moments in Dragon Ball in general that, because they're not in combat, you don't really see. Now, support memories were a really good introduction to that, so that you can start to see moments like Oolong's call for panties and that kind of thing, like quirky moments that you're just not going to see in a combat game, but you can see via other methods, and it's going to be pretty cool to see. UI Gogeta, first time in the chat. Hey Gogeta, how are you, man? Did you watch the update as well? I need your help, please. I am always here for help, man. How can I be of service? Hey, thank you Gogeta for joining the town. I like that. We're now up to 47, so you're our 47th follower, man. 3 away from making our target of 50. Hopefully we can do that this stream. But you're the first follower for this stream, man. Appreciate it as always. Yes, the update is insane. Yeah, I'm going to go through it. So I've literally had my laptop out and I was typed up notes throughout the whole thing. So I've got loads to kind of talk about, and loads of things that are coming, and loads of things that maybe weren't mentioned and were kind of probably pretty big because they weren't mentioned. Another first-time chatter, AlT114. I haven't got banned yet. Let's go! Depends. How much did you take advantage of the aeroplane glitch? I mean, let's go, no bans. Honestly, I don't think you're going to be at much risk of getting banned anyway. Because, let's face it, a large chunk of the community have actually gone and at least had a go with this glitch. I don't think there's going to be bans. I think the language that they've used is more kind of a slap on the wrist and saying, please don't go and do this game-breaking glitch while we try and get it fixed, otherwise you might get banned. Realistically, it's not going to happen. He did 20 SBRs. Well, absolutely smashed it, man. So that, what, you got 100 stones out of it. You would have got copies of the free-to-play SBR LRs as well. So it sounds like you definitely made the most of it, man. Easy stones, easy LR. But yeah, I would just be a little bit cautious. And 10 ESBRs as well. So you'll even be able to get some of the easy A's for the Super Battle Road Rs. I mean, that's pretty good go. You definitely made the most of it. But now, especially that they're properly onto it and looking at it a little bit more, I'd maybe limit it, because you don't want to do all this work and then have the account gone. I doubt that's what they're going to do anyway, though. Gogeta, I want to build a team with the new Gogeta, but I'm trying to build a team, but it's not working. Not working in what way? So, are you using the Gogeta as a leader? So he's got time limit and connected hopes. a leader skill. I do like team building though, so anything that you need in there. I am assuming that you're trying to use him as a leader though. Alv, I kind of regret it because it's a 3-year-old account. Yeah, so I mean, I think the risk is minimal. I don't think you're going to lose your account, but as well, I could have used it, and I've already got all the SBRs and the SBRs and all that difficult content done. The only thing I haven't done is literally the last mission from the OG punching bag thing, and I could have used it, but for me, it's the challenge perspective. Like, you want to keep playing the game because you've got challenging content, and you want to go do this and you want to go do that. So by taking advantage of the glitch, I then have nothing to really do in the game. So yeah, I tried to not take advantage of it. UI, the link skill, so using him as a leader. So you want to use him with other Gogeta units. So again, it depends on your box really. But if you've got Gogeta as a lead, then you can maybe use the Int Gogeta, the STR Gogeta. You could, if you've got the STR Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Vegito, they link really. I think they've got 7 out of 7 links. So if you've got the STR Vegito, really good linking partner for him. It'll share a couple of links with the rest of the team, things like Fierce Battle, Shocking Speed, and like kind of generic links. But you should be alright with what you've got there, man. I chilled out with it for a while. I wanted to get all the SBR LR, thank God I didn't. Yeah, so the SBR LR is definitely good to get. I still use the LR Kid Gohan for that the easy A's for difficult content because he is such a tank. Like, those LRs, they're not too good pre-Easy A because they're just outdated now, especially like the original ones. But they do get a lot better after Easy A, so I'm glad for you, man. I'm glad that you've got them done. I'm hoping that you've still got some sort of difficult content, though, to keep you entertained in the meantime. It's probably a good time for us to get new Super Battle Road stages, actually, to be fair. We're going to get a few more Super Battle Road stages, hopefully part 2 of Gogeta, either Super Battle Road or Extreme Super Battle Road. So at least you've left yourself some content to get done. But yeah, looking good, man. And again, don't forget you've got 100 stones, so whether you want to save them for Janemba or Heroes or whatever's coming our way, or you want to jump in and do a Gogeta summon, whatever works for you. But yeah, at least it's essentially a 300 stones that you've got as well as the LR. So I mean, you've done pretty well for yourself. Don't worry. No, it's fine as long as it works for you at the end of the day, man. There's always new content to do. UI Gogeta, can I send you a picture of my characters in Snapchat or something? I wouldn't want to be giving out my Snapchat, but we do have a channel Discord. What I will do is I will put the link to our Discord in chat for you, and then you can put a picture of the team in there, and then I can get that up. No, that's not what I wanted. Where is it? Invite people. That's there is the Discord link, man. We have a really good, strong Discord community as well. So if I'm not available, we do have a couple of pretty consistent people that are there to help out. You've got myself, you've got Paragon Till Death, Dog Help Desk, there's a couple of others, High's in there a few times, NJ, and we've got Reese the Butcher as well, who's a pretty new member of the community, but he's quite active in there as well. So yeah, if you do need help with team building and that kind of thing, get some pictures in that Discord, and we'll be more than happy to help, man. More than happy. So if I go back through my list here then, so where were we? So we went through the updated animations for story events. So it's not just like plain panels, it's actually animated scenes from the relevant story. There's going to be an updated gear and recommended characters feature. So again, it's probably not too relevant for existing players or tenure players and that sort of thing. But yeah, there's going to be an updated recommended players section, a recommended unit section for players. So, if, for example, when you first log in and you've got like this Dragon Stone, you don't know who to get with it, the game kind of gives you a little bit of advice as to who would be who's one of the better units that you could get at this point in the game. And so it's just going to update that, maybe make it a bit clearer, make it a bit more easier to navigate. So that'll certainly be good for new players. I'm looking forward to it. UI Gogeta, sorry for my English, I am German. No, that's absolutely fine, man. We've got a couple of other Germans that follow as well. So genuinely, don't worry about it. We've got people from all over the world, all with different levels of English. So genuinely, don't apologise, man. It's absolutely fine. We're just glad that you're here at the end of the day. Alv, I could probably help out as well, UI Gogeta. Well, yeah, if you both want to join in into the Discord then, and you might be able to help each other. If not, I'll try and check it out as well. And as I say, outside of myself, you've got loads of other people that are in the Discord that'd be more than happy to help as well. Insert Joke in the chat. Yo, Insert Joke, how are you, man? Did you get a chance to watch the Generation Z update as well, Insert Joke? UI Gogeta, the link is not working. Which link is that? Or is it just all the links? Like, which two characters are you trying to get to link together? Moving on then, we've got a special item that new players can get within 100 hours of playing. So I think this bit wasn't too clear on the JP one, especially from what Goresh was saying. So I was watching like their version of the live stream. But it looks like you get like a rare version of a Dragonstone. And that's the item that you get, and that you get that as a new player or as an existing player, and you can trade that for a free LR. So it's a pretty good list of LRs as well, so if you can get that Dragonstone in any way, I definitely want it. So some of the LRs included like a free STR UI Goku, or a free Int Rose, Kale and Caulifla, the AGL LR of them. They are all on the banner as well, so it's a free LR, essentially. But it wasn't too clear from the video just how you go about getting them. That's going to be something that's quite interesting. Insert Joke, you did watch it. What did you think of it? Oh, you put there, the Dragonstone is like $28, so it might, I'm guessing it'd be in the sale then. So if you go buy like the 100 stone pack and get a free stone like that thing, I'm guessing rather than giving you like a crappy Dokkan Fest or an outdated Dokkan Fest, they're just going to give you a decent LR. Not bad if you're a whale, I suppose, or even if you're normally free to play but you've got a bit of money and you really want an LR that you can pull then. It might be alright value, but that'll be up to you there really. AlTT, the link isn't working for me either. What is your name in Discord? It's exactly the same, it's Harwood Town. Let me edit the invite link and it should just 7 days, no time limit or anything. Let me just refresh my Discord and see if it creates a new invite link. Bear with. The computer always goes incredibly slow when I've got Streamlabs open. It just takes so much processing. On the bright side, I think this is the first half of this Goku Easy 8 now, pretty much, after I've got all these medals and beat this guy. So, still refreshing. It's slowing down. No rubbish. I'll get another copy of the link in once I can get it all up and sorted. Insert Joke, yeah, you pay like 30 for 100 stones and an LR, so it's pretty good value, isn't it? I mean, again, it depends on your situation if you want to throw money into the game, but it tends to be £30 and that gets you a free, like, decent LR. Like, it's not a crap LR that isn't usable for you. It's going to be an up-to-date LR that's come out in the last year or two that's still really runnable. And 100 stones for 30, like, it's not the worst value. I can see why people would go and pick it up. SSB Vegito in the chat. Hey man, how are you? Did you have a good weekend in the end? Did you find anyone to help you out with the Legends raids? Paragon Till Death in the chat. Yo, sorry I'm late to the stream. I watched it too. Looks pretty interesting and hey to chat. Yes, it does look pretty interesting, doesn't it? As I said earlier, I think there's a lot of things that they touched on that maybe didn't need to be updated. And then there's a few things that they just didn't really mention altogether. I'm just chucking a new description there. So try that link, guys. Paragon Auto Map and Auto Battle could be very good. Just got to see how you can customize it, if at all. So from what I saw of it, you can, again, I'll go through all of this anyway, but you can edit what features you want to take advantage of. So you can move on the map, but not the battle, if you want to, which could be really good for things like link leveling. So or probably vice versa, you can auto the battle, but you can take manual control of the movement to make sure you hit all those Cybermen. So it could be pretty good. So we've got the new special item players can get. We've got the free LR. So again, the LR list includes things like STRUI, Int Rose and Caulifla. One interesting thing is a hidden potential update. So instead, at the moment you kind of got to go through and select all the nodes. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. You've got to go around and select everything manually. Now it's going to have more of a Legends feel to it. So on Legends, it's got kind of a tier system for the hidden potential, and you go through all the tiers until you've maxed it out. And you can literally just hit like select all, and it will just select everything in that tier on Legends. It looks like Dokkan's going to something similar. So it'll have a select all button. So you hit this select all, and every available node to you, it will light up for you. The exception to this is the skill nodes. So where you can choose whether you want to add 3 crit or 3 additional, that kind of thing. They will still stay dark because you manually have to go in and select which trait you want to include. But other than that, you don't have to go around and like click on all the HP nodes, the attack nodes, and all those little ones. You can just do it all in one big swoop. So definitely useful there, guys. Paragon and the Auto Easy Awaken feature too. No more 7-step process. Yes, I can spend 30 million zenny in one go instead of going through 7 different processes. I'm looking forward to that as well. Because it is a pain in the ass, isn't it? Because sometimes what always catches me out is there's some where their level doesn't go up, and you only get like the increase in super attack. So you train them, you awaken them, but then you have to awaken them again. But it gives you the option to go straight back into training, and I always click it, and it's just always a pain in the ass and a right faff, which can't be asked for. So the Auto Easy A is definitely going to be helpful. I'm looking forward to that. So one of the things that we touched on, auto mode coming through events. There's going to be a new auto button. It's actually going to be on the movement board. So when you're on like a story event and you've got like the buttons at the bottom, it's like 3, 2, 1 as to how many steps you want to move. Underneath that, all like where your items and team and HP and stuff are, there's actually going to be an auto button. So you hit that, and then you can customize whether you want to automatically move through the map or whether you want to auto the battles and things like that. Again, as I touched on, it's something that's going to be pretty useful for. It's going to be pretty useful for. Hang on. It can be pretty useful for link leveling and that kind of thing, because you can you can manually go into the Cybermen, but the battles it just automatically get done. All I think there maybe is it might be quicker to manually do it because you can manually avoid supers, whereas I would have thought the bot would pick up as much key as possible. So may super for you, which takes a little bit longer. It's really going to be a case of trial and error and see what works out for you guys. Easier way to create a team. And it increases the team limit slots from 7 to 50. Again, I hope that's not a glitch on their side, but at the moment, if you go to the team selection side of things, so I'm doing events now, so I can show you. But if I go to pick my friend, if I go to here, you can see those white slots that turn orange when I swipe across. At the moment, we're limited to 7 of them. According to this update, we're going to get 50. So I'll just be swiping right for absolutely ages. But it's going to be pretty good, because I do find these quite annoying. So if you want to play and create a team and that kind of thing, or it can give you different teams that you want to link level at different times. More options is always better than not enough, so I'm actually all for that change. That could be pretty good. It does also include an auto team, so you don't have to select the team members yourself. So if you do want to, do a corroded body and mind GT Goku event, rather than go, I want this unit, this unit, this unit, and this unit, you can just hit auto, and it'll bring like. Again, I don't know how it's going to work though. Whether it's like the highest HP or the highest attack or the rarest. So it's going to focus on bringing all the LRs, and then it'll bring some of the URs. We're not sure how that's going to work, but the feature is coming itself. They're going to move the friend unit to beneath your selected team, so you can easily see their SA, equips, and hidden potential stats. So where we're on this stage, at this screen at the moment on my phone, you can see our friend unit is the Kaioken Goku on the right, level 140. rather than him being there, we would have my 6 units where they are pretty much, and that Kaioken Goku, his image would drop kind of underneath where it says friend and it's got the skill orbs, the leader skill and everything. It would move there, and you'll clearly see, firstly, how much super attack the unit's got. It will show you how awakened they are in like the hidden potential system and that kind of thing. It'll show you if they've got any skill equipment or what their kind of just general spread of abilities are. So it's going to make picking a friend really good, because I've done it before where I've gone in, I've just picked the friend that's top of the list for whatever event I wanted to do, and it's someone like 1 SA, and they've like randomly leveled 98 out of 120 or something stupid like that. So yeah, it's kind of just optimizing this screen before we go into a fight, which again I'm pretty much all for, to be honest. I hope you guys are as well. Where are we going? So, hidden potential campaign coming soon. So if you watched it, it was like a still of an Ultimate Gohan. We don't quite know what that entails. I'm guessing they're going to be giving away some sort of hidden potential, which is premium currency, to be honest. Yeah, hidden potential is something that a lot of people like to get hold of. And that's the first kind of bit from the JP side of the stream. There isn't a date for this for either version of the game. All we got was it's coming soon, and then the global kind of said, well, it's coming around 2022. So we don't have dates or anything like that for the moment. So then they announced a couple more things that are coming, but not coming immediately. So they said that they're going to improve several screens. So one of them, we'll see it here as well, improve the results screen from Battle. So you know where you've completed an event or a story or what other content you're doing, and it comes up and says, oh, you got this XP, you got this Zenny, these are the missions and these are the rewards you got, and all that kind of thing. That screen is going to change. Again, how, we don't actually know at the moment, but we will find out in time, I suppose, as with everything. It's just a waiting game for now. Paragon, early next year for Global is fine with me. Something to look forward to. Yes, so it definitely is something to look forward to, isn't it? It gives us something to keep an eye on coming. And it's good that they're doing it. It'll be, what, the 7th year anniversary for JP? And the fact that they're doing it 7 years into the game and doing such a big update means they definitely do have an eye on the future. And for those people, I know there was rumblings within the last kind of 6 months or so that Dokkan would be coming to an end soon. I really don't think that that's going to be the case, certainly anytime soon, because like they're still putting so much investment, especially in terms of like time, doing these updates for us and going through it all with us. So I don't think Dokkan is going anywhere anytime soon. But as Paragon says, it is something to look forward to for this update. So this would be the results screen. So battle results. Again, I'm not sure if it means this screen or the final one. It might be both. So you can see how much Zenny we got from the fight, how many training items. This is experience, link level, so that screen might change as well. The screen I had in my head is when you go over and you hit finish. So we just go to the star, clear, and then it goes to kind of a final, like, this is what you got screen. This is what I had in mind when they said that they're changing the results screen from Battle. So you see how much Zenny we've got, experience, obtained characters and support memories and obtained items and that kind of thing. That's where I thought it was going with it. But they did say several screens are getting updates, so it could literally be anything. One of the screens that they did say they are introducing is a My Data screen. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. Whether it's... When it says My Data, it's quite ambiguous. You don't know what it means. It could be like how many stones I've used, how long I play the game, what's my favourite character, and that kind of data. But again, just not too clear at the moment. And then, as Paragon mentioned, there'll be filter improvements and easier ways to awaken or easy A units when using their medals. So rather than, as Paragon says, going through a 7-step process, you can just go away, grind your medals, and then do it all in one swoop rather than the really annoying back and forth you have to do at the moment. So, probably not just me there, but really looking forward to that. The next bit of the stream, so that they went on to, they went into questions. So this is probably something I'm going to rely on you guys a little bit, because I find it quite interesting, guys. So they took questions from the chat, or they asked questions to the chat, and they kind of had like an A, B, C, D mentality as to what they wanted to be added to the game. And they asked, I think it was 4 or 5 questions. So I'm interested to see what you guys put. I've put down as many of the options as I could kind of remember and type at the same time. So the first question that was asked: do we want more difficult events? So I don't think it was clear as to whether that's a more volume or more as in harder. But do we want more difficult events? What do you guys think? I personally, I want more difficult events. So again, it depends how long you are in the game. But for me, I've completed all the SBRs, I've done all the God events, I've done all like the GT Goku missions, and I need something to engage me. I need something to strive for, and like, I haven't got this mission done yet, so I really need to go play this game, or I really need to go get this character so that I can go get this mission done. That's kind of how I am when I play this game. So for me, I want more difficult events, be that harder or just a higher volume. Paragon till Death, more in volume, slightly more in difficulty. Yeah, I agree with that. More in volume, slightly more in difficulty. To be fair, some of them were pretty hard. Like even the God event's still pretty tough. From like today, it's solid. But we just need more of it. So it's all well and good dropping new difficult content on an anniversary or something like that. But we need a more regular feed. Like how often do we get SBR stages? Every 8 months or something silly like that. Like it just feels like it's a bit too far apart for me. And I think the community agreed. So I've got here, most people opted for bringing out more difficult events, which was option A. Some people requested the lowering of the difficulty for existing events, which was option B. So things like maybe the GT Goku event, some people were struggling with it and can't get it beat, so they want to make it a little bit easier. Same with maybe they're struggling with Extreme Super Battle Road and can't get that done, and they want to make the events easier. I'm not really of that opinion myself. In fact, I'm pretty against it, because by having these difficult events and making them hard to get, it gives you that sense of achievement when you actually go and get them done. So yeah, I wasn't really option B, but I was with Paragon, option A, more in volume, harder difficulties, keep throwing at us, give us a reason to go and spend 1,000 stones to try and get this new unit. The next question, and this was one that a lot of people were asking going into this, and I don't think that they answered the question very well, was how would you want the friend system updated? I'll let that settle for a second, because I know a lot of people, including our Discord chat, and some probably the big time streamers and YouTubers, they've got some strong feelings about the friend system and how that could be updated. So again, the options that I've got here, so I couldn't get them all. I couldn't get what option B was. So option A was they wanted to compete with friends, however it was not clear what this meant. So whether this was you want like a legend style co-op event, or whether you want more raiding like you can do, what was it, the 6th anniversary, where you could raid against Jiren and that kind of thing in the game with your friends. It wasn't really with your actual friends though, so again, it wasn't too clear as to what this means. Paragon till Death, just let us copy our own unit, please! Yeah, man, I'm all for that. The amount of times, like, if you want to go do an Extreme Super Battle Road event, for example, or I suppose they give you a rainbow friend, so it's not the best example. But like when you were trying to get the Corroded Body and Mind GT Goku mission done, prior to the currently Gogeta celebration, where Janemba had only been out once, or the Pycon had only been out once, if you went onto the friends list and tried to find a Pycon or a Janemba to go do that mission, it was nearly impossible to actually find those friends. So you couldn't do the mission, and it was just a bit crap, really. So whether they kind of analyse what team you're running and give you suggested friends, even if it's just like a 55% one, just so you can go get it done, that would be helpful. Insert joke. I don't want lead copying, because then there's no purpose to using others. I think it would be a combination thereof. So if they gave you a opportunity to copy your lead. So say I've got a UI Goku Rainbow, if they gave me the option to bring another Rainbow UI Goku to mirror mine, and just have that as a top option, and then underneath have the options of other people on my friends list. So say if I didn't want to bring a UI Goku, I wanted to go bring like the AGL Zamasu instead, I've got the option to go and do that instead from one of my friends. I think it'd be good if they gave you both options, so copy your own lead, but use friend leads as well if you wanted to go down that route. I think that would kind of be a good meet in the middle for everyone. I don't know, what do you guys think? So A was compete with friends, so again, not clear what it meant. I didn't actually manage to get B down, so what the B option was, but C was they wanted to be able to interact with friends, and that was the most popular choice. Again, it was not clear as to what it meant by able to interact with friends. Like, could that be a case of like giving each other gifts or cheering or something like that? Yeah, they were really kind of ambiguous options, and they didn't really shed light on what they meant. So, yeah, going to be interesting what they come out with for it, to be honest. Paragon Till Death, I appreciate that, but then you lose the benefit, not exactly a massive benefit, of getting friend points for friend summons, so the option would be nice when it's obscure leader you wish to use. So yeah, exactly, so I think that's by kind of doing it both ways, it does give you those options. So, for example, if you go and use a mirror of your own friend to help you with like difficult content or something, and you just don't get friend points for it, then so it's kind of the system that you have at the moment. So I think if you choose someone who is your friend, then you get 100 friend points. If you choose someone that's a guest, you get 50 friend points. And then maybe if you picked a copy of your own, then you get 0 friend points or 25 friend points or something like that. So you've still got that motivation to go out and do the friends, use the friend unit. But depending on the content, and if you want maybe a stronger leader, or you want to use your own leader for whatever reason, or you can't even find the leader you're looking for, you've got that option as well. I think that'd be pretty important. Insert joke, I'd rather just have every category being able to have a set lead. Yeah, it's hard. It's fine for a category that's got one leader. So, for example, Time Limit's just come out, and Tech Gogeta's the only real leader for it. But what if there was what if I wanted to run the Gotenks for whatever reason? I say I'm doing SBR content and I want to run the Gotenks as a friend so that I can get more stuns from my friend, like if that makes sense. It'd be hard for them to put every single unit in the game, and then you'd have to scroll through and find it and filter by the category that they're on. And I think it'd be a really annoying way to do it. I'm not sure. Again, how would you actually do it? Set it up. So, say you're on the option where you choose your friend at the moment as it stands. How would you change that screen? Paragon Till Death. Yeah, that would be fair. Yeah, so I mean, I'd be all for seeing something like that. I think it would work pretty well for the friend system, and certainly quite a lot of the doubters. Obviously, you've got the most vocal one, Truth, who babbles on like every video that he wants different friend leads and just copy my friend lead. It's not going to happen quite that easy. But it's going to be interesting because obviously they put the question out, but the annoying thing is, what the question they asked was, how would you want the friend system updated? And it's given you a couple of options. But none of the options actually relate to how the friend system is designed. Or how you go about selecting a friend unit. That's not really mentioned in the stream. So we don't know what they have in mind, which is a little bit annoying, because this was one of the things that a lot of the community were asking for going into this, and hoping for at least. So the fact that it wasn't really gone through in much detail is a bit of a concern, but it is on their radar because they've asked a question about it. So it'd be interesting what they take away from the feedback. It'd be hard for them to even go through Reddit and things like that and not be aware that people want a change. It's just how they make the change maximised for everyone, really. And then option D that no one entered in their chat was everyone was happy with the current friend system. No one entered that. Next thing that we've got here, they're getting rid of team cost, but we don't know when exactly, other than early 2022. So it'd be the same time when the Gen Z update drops. They're getting rid of team cost, so that's probably going to be pretty good for new players. So say you're a new player and your first major celebration is like a dual Dokkan Fest LR banner or something like that, and you've got all these LRs, you go away and get them awakened, and you do all that, and then you can't even use them because your team cost isn't high enough. I can see that being a right pain in the ass. So the fact that that's something they're looking at as well. Yeah, but it's a pretty good change. I don't think a lot of people are going to miss team cost, to be honest. The next question we've got, what is most attractive about character animations? Now this is where I got a little bit on it and I was like, okay, I'm getting what A, B, C and D are. So, again, what do you guys find attractive about character animations at the moment? I think what they're asking is like, what do you want to see from future units? I guess that was my kind of takeaway. So A was voice acting. So obviously we've got things like AGL UI Goku when you do his active skill, or his revival. You've got the actual voice acting there, and a lot of people enjoy that. I know I do. Even like the Brolys, where you got like Broly going Kakarot. Yeah, I do vibe with that. So I do like the voice acting. That probably would have been one of my choices. B, original animations. So it depends on what they mean by original animations. If it means like animations that they've gone along and they haven't ripped directly from the anime. So if you look at what a unit that's just dropped on JP not Tech Hit, the Hit and Goku event, LR. They're a really good unit, but their animations look a bit. They don't look on point. They don't really match how other units from the Tournament of Power, other LRs from the Tournament of Power look, because it's kind of original art. I'm sure, like, obviously they'll get better with it as time goes by. If they mean that in terms of original animations, I'd rather them do it every now and then by all means, but the animations definitely look better when they are ripped from the anime or from the movies. So I'd be hesitant to kind of change that formula. But again, it depends what they've got in mind or how they plan to implement these kind of changes. Because again, the questions aren't clear. C, they feel the same about either A or B. So essentially C is, yes, I want voice acting, yes, I want original animations, and that's what C is. And D is other. And it doesn't give you an option to specify what you mean by other. I'm guessing they just look at the chat and kind of go, okay, this person wants this, this, and this, and go with that. A lot of people were going for C, as they like original animations, but they also want more voice acting. I was more leaning to A. I'm not too fussed about the original animations, but again, it depends what they mean by that. If you've seen it, I don't want more units that look like Tech Hit and God Goku, but yeah, it depends what that actually translates to and how they would go about implementing that, really. Then one of the questions, what are you looking for to use characters? Paragons of Death, yeah, that original animation one makes me a little hesitant. Yeah, again, it depends what they mean by it. Again, I keep using like the Hit and the Goku as an example, just because they just come to mind. But yeah, their animation looks really wonky, and you can tell it's not from the anime, and it's like quite glaringly obvious. But again, it's still better than what we had prior to AGL Metal Cooler coming out in a way, so it's still better, and I'm sure they'll get better as they go along doing it, but more voice acting will probably be top of my list. That's tend to be what I'm looking for a bit more there. So what I think it was like the last question they put, what are you looking for to use characters? So I guess this means, so I'll go through the answers, you guys tell me kind of how you interpret the question. A is, I want to see animations so that I can use them for any content, not just difficult content. So how I interpreted this is essentially, I just like seeing the animations. I don't care what content I'm doing. I'll go through a story mission so I can see this guy's 12 key attack, his 18 key attack. Or I might go through a Super Battle Road and use a certain unit that I like just because I want to see his animations. Not because this unit is particularly good or going to help me with difficult content. I just enjoy seeing their animations, so I want them for that reason. Option B, I want to experience the kits of the players and take it to difficult content. So again, how I interpreted that from what Goresh translated was that you want strong units, even if they're not particularly good looking, but you want strong units to take them into difficult content. That's what you want to use characters for. You want new power creep units that are going to be a bit OP and that you can take through and you can smash events with, and do the difficult content. So I probably find myself a mixture of A and B. I like the animations, but I want them to be usable, and I want to be able to take them in hard content for them to punch. C is you're more interested in team building aspects, and D is other. So C, you're not really fussed about who you're bringing as long as they link well or it makes an interesting team. Or if you want to bring like a whole team of Gokus and you were just lacking like Super Saiyan Blue Goku, like this really random kind of trail off, but something like that, you're more interested in the team building dynamic than you are difficult content or actually seeing the animations. And then D is other. So again, it wasn't really too clear. I think a lot of people, it was more A and B. They like the animations, but they want usable units that they can take into difficult content. Myself, I don't know where you guys are. By all means, put it in the chat. What do you want these characters for? I was a mixture of A and B. That's my personal opinion there. And then this bit I've got question marked because I reckon it was just one of the guys that was streaming it taking the piss. And he goes, 300 stones? And I was like, oh, we're getting 300 stones? And then the chat literally filled up and got spammed with 300 stones, 300 stones, 300 stones. You know, like in Finding Nemo, where like the seagull goes, why? And that's literally just what it came. Everyone just filled the chat with like 300 stones, 300 stones. I reckon it was just someone taking the piss, but keep an eye on your gift box. 300 stones could be dropping. I probably could have put that in the title as like massive clickbait, but I'm not that kind of person. Paragon Till Death, yeah, a little bit of A and B. So what are you looking to use characters for? You want the animations, but you also want to do the business in difficult content as well. Yeah, so pretty similar to me then, Paragon. Then they say that they're going to use feedback from the questions to improve the game. Again, the questions were a bit hard to answer because they weren't clear as to what they were actually getting at or what the answers meant. Especially for ones like the friend system, it wasn't clear what they had in mind to fix it, which was a little bit annoying. And then they do sign the video off by going, the developers do want to do more interactive videos like this. I can see why they've done it for this, because they're making significant changes to the game, or maybe not massively significant. A lot of it is just how the game looks. But they are making changes to the game, so they want to get our input now. And then what I reckon they'll do is they'll try and get as much input as they can now. They'll go away, make the changes, and then they'll try and get everyone's input again and see whether people are happier or more cross with the game. Whether they like how it runs now rather than how it will run in the future. And they'll kind of take that away. And they'll go and have a look at it and kind of go from there. But what did you guys think? Did you guys pick up on anything that I missed from that? Paragon, you said you watched it as well. Was there anything that you kind of took away, or anything you're particularly looking forward to that I might have missed, or anything you have like a really dead set opinion on, whereas that I might have skipped over or not gone through in as much detail? Or same with anyone. Like, does anyone have kind of strong opinions about what they want to see from the Gen Z update? As I say, they did leave a couple of things like glaringly absent. Paragon, no, nothing that you forgot or omitted, all pretty well covered. Oh, thank you. I sound like a news presenter. No, I appreciate that, man. It was worth me whipping out the laptop and taking all the notes that I did. But as I say, there was some things that are omitted. So, for example, there was no update for World Tournament mentioned. And that is one thing that a lot of people have been crying out for, is getting rid of World Tournament. And everyone thought it was coming because in the last global World Tournament, they skipped like 2 or 3 World Tournaments and gave us all the rewards. So everyone was like, oh, there's going to be a World Tournament update coming or something like that. And it just didn't really materialise, did it? So that wasn't mentioned. Again, I was in the party where I thought it would be coming, but unfortunately it didn't. And same with things like Chain Battle. Some people aren't happy with how Chain Battle gets run. Well, Chain Battle's a reasonably new mode, though. It's what, the second newest after Dokkan Battle? Yeah. With Chain Battle's annoying, but it's not as bad. It's not as high up in my list of pet peeves as World Tournament. Chain Battle, 10 minutes, done for the day. Whereas World Tournament, that's literally give up your life for the weekend if you want to do well. Paragon Till Death, also version Z, not Gen Z. It makes me think of boomers and zoomers and stuff when you say that. My apologies. So I guess I've been reading about Gen Z or something like that, and I've just got it in my head. But version Z. Thank you for the correction, Paragon. I don't want you thinking about anything other than Dokkan when you think of it. But yeah, version Z, it's going to be interesting, man. Lol, sorry, man. No, that's fine. I'd rather be corrected, because I reckon this is going to be a talking point in the next few streams at least. Because you'll probably have people jumping in the chat and going, oh, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? So it's good if I can actually call it the right thing. But yeah, no World Tournament, no real changes to like major content. There was the promise that they were going to be bringing out. They did ask whether they wanted more difficult content, and that was one of, like, bear in mind, I'll get my notes back up. The original 3 questions, or the original 3 points that they wanted to bring by bringing in this new version, was they wanted to increase the longevity of the game. So that was kind of the ultimate goal, I guess. The next is they wanted to increase accessibility for new players. So they've done that by making it possible to get an LR pretty early on in the game, updating Giru, updating tutorial, making things a bit more user-friendly and a bit clearer as to what each thing does. So I say that this is going to go towards hitting that target as well. And then the last thing was to add or improve challenge features. So that's probably like your difficult content, and they want to know what we're expecting from difficult content and that sort of thing. And it's just whether the plans in place from that go far enough, because they haven't really promised anything coming. But you've got like the collection of battles like that came out with the 350 million download celebration. So that's quite difficult content that have come out. I don't know about you guys. I really enjoyed things like the Frieza Minions mission that came out. I think it was for 350 million download as well, where you had to try and take out all of the minions before you got absolutely blasted away. That was quite. I struggled with that content as well, so that was quite enjoyable for me. They've had other like little things like that. The addition of the God event. They could have like I don't know, like an angel of it, the angel version of it, where you fight the angels as well. But they're definitely going the right way. I think the thing that hurts them is they do drag their feet between Super Battle Roads. So what is it, 8 or 9 months between a Super Battle Road, or like we'll go 8 or 9 months without getting anything. What was the last thing we got? Would it have been some sort of Extreme Super Battle Road for? It was the second set of Extreme Super Battle Roads, and that certainly hasn't been in the last 6 months or so. So they just need to be a bit more regular with it. Once it's done, you feel like you're starved for 5 months before you have something hard to do. I'll be looking forward to the next batch of like GT Goku missions, and when SCR Super Vegeta drops, we'll have like the legendary Vegeta event coming as well. So there is more coming, but yeah, I at least my opinion, we have too many dry spells in Global where there's not a lot to do, and on periods like that, other than doing my link loading, there's so much point of logging into the game, get my daily stones, do my link levels, use up all my boosts, and then I probably wouldn't pick the game up for the rest of the day. So yeah, there's a lot of things that need improving there, really. The update's going to go some way towards it, and it's good that they have asked the questions to get a bit more feedback as well, at least in my opinion. But it's just what is going to come from this change, and that's the question. How is this all going to look? There's a couple of things that I am especially looking forward to. I think story event animations is going to look pretty cool and add a fair bit. So I don't know about you guys, at the moment for story events, I don't read through the panels. I'll just hit skip because I want to get it done as quickly as possible. I don't think the panels are necessarily great to look at, but if they're going to start animating those, as I say, it gives you so much access to animation you wouldn't otherwise see in a fighting game. We've seen enough Kamehamehas, we've seen enough spirit bombs and laser beams and meteor attacks and all that kind of stuff. We've seen loads of those, but we don't see all the other like slice of life animations that we could see from Dragon Ball Z and Super. things that aren't fighting, kind of along the support memories route, like things you wouldn't otherwise see. So I'm all for things like that. I think it's going to make the game visually a lot better. I'd say that they've certainly hit the two nails on the head in regards to increasing longevity of the game and improving accessibility for new players. I'd say that this update will go a long way for hitting those two targets of theirs. But in regards to make the challenging content one, I'm not so sure, to be honest, guys. 24K Zelda, if it comes down to it, I might start over by playing JP. That's something that has come into my mind. I think, what makes you think that, though? Like, I would like to pay JP in a way because of like the early access to units. My account though is 4 years old. I wouldn't want to go back to grinding up all the free-to-play units, like getting the Prime Battle Easies done again. And yeah, it's just a lot, isn't it? What makes you want to go back and start playing JP though? I think it's something that most global players have thought of though. Oh, if only I could go create a JP account or something like that. Right. Oh, Dragon Ball. I haven't actually looked at the Shenron balls, so I've missed one from yesterday. I always forget about them. What Shenron ball have I missed? Let's go pick that up. Team up with warriors sporting 5 different colours and head into battle. That's easy enough, isn't it? Yeah, we'll do a link leveling stage and we'll just bring one from every team. At least I'll get some benefit out of it, not just doing a stage for the sake of doing a stage. So we've got physical, AGL, int, tech, so we need an STR guy. Who is STR that we want to link level? We'll drop out int UI Goku. How are you boys looking? Pretty chunky. We'll bring you, start trying to get you to level 10 links as well. This should get us the last Dragon Ball, so we'll walk through that. 24K Zelda thick. Well, I feel like I've hit a moot point. Not sure if that's the word I'm looking for, but like I could use some better characters, and if I can avoid being a whale, that would be fantastic. Yeah, they've hit a point, haven't they, where power creep is really, really big in the game. So there's a massive difference between the characters that are coming out for events this year and the characters that maybe came out a year plus ago that aren't very good. So you look at, I'm trying to think of characters, but even if you look at like the STR Bojack, when he came out he was okay, but especially with the power creep and hard content and all that kind of thing as well, he just feels outdated. And now you need like the AGL Kid Gohan, who's just a crazy unit, who I'm also trying to link level. You need those units to get the game done. So I do see that in a way, but it's just the problem with re-rolling. You might not have to be a whale and you get all these stones, but you'll have lost. How old's your account, out of curiosity, Zelda? How many years have you been playing to get the account that you do? Because you literally have to start from scratch. You wouldn't be able to do things like Clash just because you wouldn't have enough units. You'd have to go and grind up all the Kais and do all the farming again. You'd have to go do, as I say, to get all the Prime Battle Easy A's done, you'd have to go do all the Easy A's and things like that. Oh, level 10 link, I'll take that. Yeah, so that's what puts me off going off and creating a new account. Only 1 year. So if you've got a low tenure like that, I can certainly understand the draw for you. It might be worth it. I mean, you can have a global and a JP account, so even if you wanted to do both for a bit and go like another celebration or something like that and see how you do. For example, now would be a good time to start JP if you're going to go that way, because you've got the 7-year anniversary in like a month and a half's time. So those banners are always pretty lit, aren't they? They're always like the best banners that you can get on the game, the anniversary and the download banners. So yeah, definitely worth considering if you're going to do it. Whether I personally probably wouldn't go and do it because I've got too much invested in my global account. But if you're only a year in, you've been a bit free to play and you haven't got all the new units, why not? It's how much you've got on your account, how long you've spent, how many units you've ground up. It's all based on you, man. If you're completely free to play and you haven't done loads of things, it's whatever works for you, really, man. Paragon till death. Even for just 1 year's investment, I wouldn't quit the account. if you can, keep it running, do your dailies, but don't give up the global account. Yeah, so I probably agree with that, at least on a trial basis. If you want to go create a JP account as well, go get the JP account. And if anything, the JP account might like scratch your or ease your itchy summon finger or something like that in the meantime. But yeah, I wouldn't give up global cold turkey, so to speak. But maybe do it in stages if that's what you're adamant you want to do. Trial your luck on JP, see how that falls. They've got what they're doing, the Trunk celebration at the moment. They're going to have one more celebration before they go into... Well, would it be one more? They'd have December celebration and then the 7-year anniversary beginning of January. So they might have 2 more celebrations before the anniversary. So you've got a little bit of time to make up your mind there. Zelda, I swear if I get LR hitting Goku, I'm going to stick to JP. Are you that much of a fan of them? Like, yeah, they look alright, but they just seem really quite limited to me. Like, I'm not a massive fan of their animations. In terms of their playability, I think they're really good. But they'd be really good on a Universe 6 team, and you can't do that. It literally has to be a Universe Survival Saga team as well. And they don't link great with the other units on the Universe 6 team, so... They're one of those typical LR summon units. Like, they look really good and you get some really good, really high numbers out of them. But how often are you going to use them? That's the thing with them. I openly say, like, Tapion and Minosha is probably one of my favourite units at the moment. I just love their art. I love their super attack, the OST. I just love it all. But in terms of usability, I never use them. So what's the point? Like, they might be happy if they might be helpful if like a storied figure GT Goku event mission comes up or something like that. But short of that, like, yeah, I'll take them into Dokkan events to go grind medals so I can see animations that I like. But even when I do Dokkan events, I tend to bring units that I want to link level. And because I can't use them, Tapion and Minosha aren't really high up on my list there. Yeah, to each their own. There's definitely pros and cons of both JP and Global. Because I put so much investment into my Global account, that's probably why I do what I do. That's probably why I'll stick with Global. If there becomes a reason why it becomes more in my interest to have a JP account, I might go and do that. But you never know, they might even end up catching up the games, and then there isn't really much difference between playing Global or JP. Insert joke, Goresh has a video out, so I'm guessing Goresh is doing his own kind of breakdown of the stream as well. Is that what the video is about, insert joke? Zelda depends, because the only real good Universe 6 units I have on Global are LR, AGL, Caulifla and Kale. Pretty good unit to have out of all of them. Tech Caulifla, again, really good Universe 6 unit, and AGL, EZA, Caulifla, and of course Tech Hit. To be fair, they're pretty solid Universe 6 units. Don't forget, we've got Kaba coming out, you've got the Kale and Caulifla that have just come out on JP, like that celebration's been and gone now. So if it's just to build your Universe 6 team, you're probably better off staying on Global, because you've got like a strong basis for them, a strong foundation, and those units probably aren't going to be coming out on JP again. Certainly the Kale and Caulifla aren't going to be coming out for a while. With the LR hitting Goku, they're going to be on every yellow coin banner. But yeah, if it's just for that particular team, you're more likely to see these kind of units coming up on Global sooner than JP anyway. Insert joke, yeah, also Global talked about it too. Yeah, so we did cover the Global side. So the JP video was like 40-minute live stream long, whereas the Global was literally 5 minutes, and it didn't have hardly any information in it compared to what JP had. So I did mention it, so I touched on a couple of points from the Global side and how they're thinking about and hoping to have it done for beginning of 2022, so probably be what, Q1 22, so before March, I'd say, before March, April. But other than that, it didn't have massive information other than you can just read it instead of having Goresh translate it. I'll definitely go check out that video though, just so that obviously I'm up to date with it. He speaks Japanese as well, so he's probably picked up a few things that I've missed. I did try and keep up with him as I was writing notes though. But yeah, I've kind of covered what I wanted to in this video. It was just a case of breaking down the information that we had. Definitely thank you, Zelda, thank you, Insert Joe, Paragon, and some of the new guys that tuned into chat. UI Gogeta, Alti. Certainly appreciate you guys tuning in. We've got another, as you can see, guys, we are now 3 follows away from our target of 50. I'm hoping that we can get that sorted today. I've got an interesting piece of content lined up for you guys this afternoon. Probably in about 3.5, 4 hours or so, I'll be going live again. It's something I've been working on for a week or so, just to test it, and I think I'm happy with where it's at. But if you are interested in it, or I've piqued your curiosity, please come back and check out. Hopefully we can sort that out, and we'll make a cracking video either way, and we'll probably learn a bit more about the version Z update as well. So I hope you guys tune in. But again, thanks for the new follows, 3 off. So if we can just get over that line, it would mean so much. Thanks for watching, guys. If we just finish off the chat, it's Zelda. It's not even just for that, but I also screwed up unleashing some potential for some characters, because when I unleashed it, I didn't know how it works at the time. So you can currently pay 10 stones to fix that. What I missed from saying from the update, though, apparently that's changing to 1 stone. So say you wanted crit, but you accidentally went for dodge. Instead of paying 10 stones to fix it, when the update comes out, you can pay 1 stone. So that will be really good. So if that's one of the reasons why you're thinking of switching, it's not going to be the end of the world, man, because they're bringing in something a bit easier to help with that. Zelda, and I really don't want to spend 10 Dragon Stones for each thing I screwed on. Yeah, 10 stones, so it's 10 at the moment. But yeah, from what I heard from the stream, it's going to go down to 1. So from what you've said, I'd definitely hold on to your global account. Gumpler, hello Gumpler, thank you for tuning in, man. I always hate it when this happens and that someone joins in right at the end of the stream. But yeah, Gumpler, I'm literally about to end the stream, man. We've got a really interesting piece of content lined up for you this afternoon, though, or at least afternoon my time. It's going to be about 3.5, 4 hours away. So if you're about then, I hope you come join in the chat. We can have a bit more of a conversation about it. But yeah, either way, thanks for thinking of me. You had a choice of content to go click on, so thank you for coming to this channel. We will catch you later on as well. Paragon saying hi to everyone. Oh man. Again, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the continued follows. It does mean a lot, guys. And yeah, I'll be on later. If you have liked the content and you're watching elsewhere, please like, follow, sub, all of that stuff. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.